Hello and welcome to the 7th and final episode of this short-term FM19 challenge, Saving a Giant with me, Daniel. We took over Liverpool just 5 months ago as they were in a world of bother in the bottom end of the Premier League, 2 points away from the relegation zone. That seems a far cry now as we move on to 62 points, 33 clear, and we go into the last game of the season chasing Europe with a win putting us above our Merseyside rivals Everton. If you haven't seen any of the series so far, do go back and check it out. There's been some dramatic moments and some cracking cup ties along the way too, as well as 2 Merseyside derbies of course. But today we played a final game of the season against Chelsea. They've not really got anything to play for. They can't finish anywhere other than third, as the teams below them have played their last game. Our former side Newcastle missing out on the Champions League, and they can't finish any higher than third, as Tottenham are 5 points clear of them. Manchester City have already wrapped up the league, so there's not really going to be any change at the top other than if we can leapfrog Everton. To do that we've got to win by a goal, as we've got more goals scored than Everton, so finishing on the same points and goal difference will mean we finish above them on goals scored. So a pretty good season overall, and the fact we're 7th and even talking about Europe shows you just how well we've done despite our dismal defensive record. Ryan Brewster's been banging them in at the other end. He's really helped us along the way, but the disappointment of the last episode still lingers despite 2 narrow victories since. If we were thinking of continuing for another year, it would have been an absolute disaster anyway, as our bank balance has crept past minus 100 million, which is going to be an absolute disaster for next year. So I'm not quite sure what they're expecting to do with that. European football is going to be essential. Not having it this year combined with the massive wage bill really has been a thorn in the club's side. But it will be our final game, and we'll be focusing on our one club series with Torquay then. That one's coming to life in season 15. If you're not up to date with it, do check that season out so far. It's a brilliant time to pick up the series. We're really starting to get lots of milestone moments, and it's been a fantastic season across the board. So as a result, there will probably be a few small schedule changes on the channel, just to incorporate some extra episodes of Torquay, as I don't just want to stop doing this and make no content on those days. I want to be able to give you something else. We've obviously got some football games coming out soon as well, the likes of PES and FIFA. I haven't actually decided which one I want to buy yet. I'm in the rare position where Luton Town are in both games, the club I support in real life of course, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult this year. I'll wait and see how both of the demos play. Then we've also got to start thinking about FM20 as well. Just about 2 months to go until the usual beta release time. I've got lots of different ideas for that game, so I'll be feeding my ideas over the next couple of months. But for now we've got to focus on this last game of the season. It's an absolutely massive one for Liverpool. We've got to guarantee European football, and we've got to keep Merseyside painted red. We also need to look at who's in the FA Cup final, just to make sure we won't miss out on Europe in 7th. In case we do lose the game, it could of course be a disaster. Watford face Manchester City, so we desperately need City to win that one. But obviously we don't have to worry if we win this game, which would certainly be the easiest solution. So let's go and have a look at the schedule, just to see those 2 games off camera. We were obviously here last time for that disastrous performance at Everton, a terrible experience in the Merseyside derby after a brilliant one earlier in the year. Then a 1-0 win followed at home to Brighton, no substitutions as it was on a knife edge, Ryan Brewster getting the winner early on. And then against Sunderland away from home, we needed a second half goal from centre half Jow after Brewster had given us an early lead. Sunderland managed to equalise with 10 men, but in the second half we made our extra man count. And that leaves us in 7th place going into today. A win will guarantee us the top 6, so let's go and have a look at our lineup and see what the media think about it. Chelsea have got the slightly worse head-to-head record, but they've certainly had the stronger team this year as well. We're very slight favourites and both sides are in inconsistent form, so it's going to be a very difficult match to call. It's a sellout at Anfield as you would expect, and it's going to be a very special occasion. We've got a few dilemmas in terms of team selection, and Túnez back to fitness in the lineup. We've got Jimenez on the bench who's much more match fit, so he's someone we could think about playing. And then Bosmans is back to fitness as well. I think we've got to find a place for him on the bench. Anderson will drop out for this one, and Morala will go onto the bench. He's been in poor form since returning from injury, so we're going to trust Bosmans despite not being fit. That means on the bench we've got a few good options, and we're almost close to full fitness now after many months of not having people available. We're going to be relying on Brewster and Ben Harush though. They're the two men who will get us over the line. I'm also going to make another late change. Breno Henrique's coming in at right back. Alexander-Arnold's been in woeful form recently, so we're just going to drop him out of the lineup. So a few changes at the last minute there. I actually picked the lineup and was pretty sure last night, but I've decided that I'm going to make the changes today. Hopefully they won't come back to haunt me. We've got Manolis in goal as always, doing really well in that sweeper keeper role. Breno Henrique in at right back, with Lambert over on the left, Lusimar and João at centre half, Benitez in the Segundo Volante role, Antonov in central midfield, and then Ben Harush and Bosman's back in on the wings, with Antunes and Brewster up front. One thing we do know is Bosmans and Antunes will never do 90 minutes, so we've got two options on the bench. Morala and Jimenez will both get some game time. But let's go and get into the match. We'll stick with our positive mentality, and hopefully we can get the crucial win against Chelsea to take us into the Europa League next year. It's a 4-2-3-1 for Chelsea, a pretty standard formation at this level. Gedson Fernandes in central midfield. He's the one real player left in the side. Other than that, it's all brilliant regens. And look at that left winger, the name we could never pronounce, who always haunted us when we were at Newcastle. But let's go and get into this one. David Raya, I noticed, was still on the bench for Chelsea. We're going to tell the lads to prove a point, and most of them are motivated and confident. David Raya, of course, was a hero in the head coach for us earlier in our career in our long-term story. He was fantastic at Newcastle before later being replaced by the Russian Machalov. Here's DeMarco at right back from Chelsea for the kick-off, and they're coming down the right-hand side now. Lusimar clears it long downfield, Antonos loses out in the air, but he's fallen for Ben Harush on the left. A long first highlight and two men in the middle, but his cross is blocked brilliantly by the fullback, and it's out for a Liverpool corner as the highlight ends at 0-0. We're back with a throw on the right though. Henrique in, but it's cleared away, only as far as Lusimar to Lambert, and now Antonov and Ben Harush play a 1-2. We're keeping possession well early on and starting to dominate the match. Ben Harush into the Bosmans, brilliant effort from the edge of the box, tipped away by the Chelsea keeper and clear for a throw on the right hand side. It'll be taken by Breno Henrique. He finds Benitez, who's moving forward, into Antonov the playmaker. Benitez and Antonov play a 1-2 again, and he's out to the left hand side to Lambert. He's got it back to Ben Harush, now Antunes in the box, Lambert shoots and it's blocked, Sirigliano clears it on the left hand side. Brilliant long ball for Chelsea, and of course I meant the right hand side. Can't even get my dimensions right today. It's going to be a very long tense 90 minutes. Chelsea have it on the left, Alacon in central midfield to Gedson. He's got time in his own centre circle as Kempshell gets it out to the left wing. Cutting inside is a brilliant effort, but it's just wide of the post as Manolis had it covered. 5 minutes gone, it remains 0-0, but both sides have had a couple of half chances. It's a corner on the right for Liverpool, Antonov into the back post, another poor delivery. He's been so guilty of that this year. Pedroso gets it away. A couple of you did recommend changing corner tactics, and I have done that with this Liverpool side, but you wouldn't be able to tell it from the corners we're taking, as they seem to be going straight to the keeper still. Sirigliano tries to cross from the right, but it's blocked and he now goes back to Gedson. He finds Magana in central midfield, out to Alacon on the left. Kempshall the left back getting forward and Chelsea keeping possession nicely. Gedson out to the right winger again, cleared away by Benitez, and the highlight ends with 15 gone. It's still goalless at Anfield. It's a free kick on the left for Chelsea. Alacon takes it short to Kempshall. Zhao's got a booking now at centre half too. Sirigliano curls one into the corner. 19th goal of the season. It's a brilliant finish, but we put no pressure on him at all, and we deserve to be behind after 15. Lusimar finds Benitez from the kickoff. He gets it into Antonov. Long ball out to Bosmans on the right, and maybe we've made some selection issues. Antonov gets it to Ben Harush. He's got a chance to shoot, but Pedroso tips it wide, a brilliant save, and it's out for a Liverpool corner. Antonov will deliver the in-swinger. Ben Harush loses out in the air. Benitez gets it on the left again, but his cross is poor to Alacon. Cleared away, and now we've got another free kick. So many highlights in this game already. Ben Harush on the left side of the box. His cross is blocked and Acosta can clear. Runs away with it down the right-hand side, but it's only going to find Lambert at left back. There's no one there, but the highlight doesn't end, so you can only assume this is going to be another attack. Benitez gets it from Zhao. He goes out to Bosmans on the right. He's got Ben Harush over again. Chance to shoot. It's a brilliant save. Pedroso the hero again. It's Breno Henrique at right back. Short ball down the line to Bosmans. He's lost it in the middle and he's looked a yard off the pace. It may be a selection mistake there. We probably should have stuck with Morala. It's really difficult when he's in such poor form though to continue to persist with him. Alacon's got it 25 yards out. He finds Magana and now Alacon again. Back to Gedson. He finds Sirigliano the goal scorer, into Alacon who shoots, but it's comfortably over the bar and it's another goal kick. Why are we seeing so many highlights? Most of them haven't even led to good chances. I've got to check it's still on the same settings. That's how bad it's been in this one. Still on extended, not comprehensive, but we're still seeing far more than we should be. It's Pedroso in goal for Chelsea. We've literally just watched one goalkeeper clear it to the other and we're now still seeing the highlight. I'm starting to get frustrated at the performance and also the fact we're having to watch it. It's Bosmans on the left to a Ben Harush. Into the box and it's another good save. Poor finishing from Harush on the left. We really expect a bit more from him. We aren't falling in love with this Liverpool side. I've got to be honest, they're a really decent side. Going forward, they're brilliant. We've got some players like Ben Harush who we absolutely love to bits. He was brilliant for us at Sporting Lisbon and we want him to succeed here too. But I haven't fallen in love with Liverpool as a side and as a result that's probably why we're ending the series as Chelsea come forward again. Acosta gets it to Breno Henrique. Brilliant slide challenge by the right back and it's out for a Chelsea throw on the right as it remains 1-0 after half an hour. We're back with Chelsea on the left side of the penalty area, crossing towards Alacon, cleared as far as the edge of the box, it bobbles around and Zhao lets it clear, and it's out for a Chelsea corner, another chance for them to score. We're going to drop to a balanced mentality as we're getting outplayed on the break. Alacon's corner is poor luckily, and Lucemar clears it second time. 10 to the break, it remains 0-1, Liverpool losing at Anfield. It's a free kick for Chelsea on the left. Magana gets it from Alacon, plays a 1-2 and there's so much time, but this shot goes over the bar. 1 minute of stoppage time and we're almost into it now. Antunes crosses from the left hand side, straight into the arms of Pedroso. He's been really solid in goal for Chelsea, made a few good saves as well, but we've been nowhere near our best. Lucemar with a poor header away at the back. Out to the right hand side for Breno Henrique and he gets it away to Bosmans. Now Benitez long down the right. Brewster's drifted wide for a moment. We've not even seen him in this game yet, but he finds Ben Harush with a good ball. Into Bosmans at the other side of the box. Brilliant save by Pedroso again. Despite being outplayed, we've had 4 brilliant saves from that keeper. He's really kept Chelsea ahead. He's out to the left for Antonov again. He finds Ben Harush in the area. Back to Antonov and now Benitez, 30 yards out under pressure. Goes all the way back to halfway for Lucemar and the highlight ends with it still 1-0. Let's go and talk to the lads and we're going to demand a bit more. I'm not listening to Yarovinski today. We're going to ask them to show something else. They've not really been good enough. Ben Harush's rating is 7.2, so Pedroso's saves must have been fantastic. Antonov's giving it away in the middle again. He's really had a poor game as well. A few of the lads looking anxious, and I'm not quite sure why they are. Breno Henrique's got a poor rating too. Another one we probably shouldn't have started. And now Manolis after all of that. A tale of 2 goalkeepers. It bobbles in off the post for Chelsea. He had ages to get down to his left-hand side. And he doesn't get anywhere near it. Chelsea now lead 2-0. At the other end, Pedroso's been sensational. 4 or 5 world-class saves. And then Manolis gets one dribble in to double our deficit at home. It's Antonov to Antunes on the edge. He's too slow as he's not match fit. And he's cleared away to halfway as Lucemar gives it straight to Alacon. Out to the left for Chelsea, into Sirigliano. Good save by Manolis and the rebound's wide. We're going to go and make some changes. On the right hand side, Bosmans will come off. He's not had a good game at all. And Jimenez will come on for Antunes. And at right back will bring on Alexander-Arnold. Might even be his last game for the club as he's really starting to decline. And we're going to go very attacking as well and demand some more from the lads. Go all out for half an hour and see if we can nick a draw. It's an in-swinging corner for Antonov, headed away by Rosales. Benitez gets it back into the box. Jimenez crashes it into the net. We probably should have started him, shouldn't we? Pedroso couldn't keep that one out. It was an absolute bullet from Jimenez, and we've halved the deficit at Anfield. Let's see if we can nick a draw out of this, just to end the season on a high. Of course it means we'll still finish below Everton. After all that hard work to catch them, we've then thrown it away in the last 2 episodes. Firstly at Goodison Park, and then here at Anfield against Chelsea. It's Alarcon in central midfield to Magana. Chelsea back on top almost immediately. Kempshall finds Magana and now Acosta. They're completely dominant in possession, and look how much time they've got. They're running off us, they're making it look easy. Manel is forced into another save. Out for a corner kick to Chelsea, and they'll deliver it in from the left-hand side. Alarcon with an in-swinger. Rosales in towards Alexander-Arnold. The sun's come out, it's suddenly got brighter, and we manage to clear it as the highlight ends. It's a throw on the left for Lambert, into Jimenez the centre forward. He's made a big difference off the bench, and he forces a brilliant save from Pedroso there. Went alone and it was tipped over the bar. Antonov to deliver an outswinger. Overhit past everyone this time, and he's headed away to Lucimar. Back to Lambert and the highlight ends. 15 to go and we still trail 2-1. It's Chelsea with a free kick on the left side of our half, up to the centre forward and back. It's Kempshall to Alarcon on the edge of the box. Lucimar clears it away. DeMarco at right back to Cunningham. He finds Magana in the middle. Gets them to Kempshall. They're keeping it well, and they've got plenty of men streaming forward. To the left winger and now Magana again. He's got time 20 yards out, but Antonov hacks it away. Jimenez now holding it up. Again a long highlight, and I don't know why we've seen it. Ben Harush wins it back here, and he's got a chance to get it in the box. Overhit to Morala on the right, into Brewster whose shot's blocked. It's behind for a corner kick to Liverpool, and now we've got a chance to equalise. Antonov delivers and he's straight at the keeper again. How many more poor corners will he hit? 15 to go and it's still 1-2. Throw on the left-hand side for Lambert. Down the line to Ben Harush. He finds Antonov whose shot's blocked. Morala's got it on the edge. Bobbles around and it's cleared for a corner. We're really starting to put a bit of pressure on here. Lots of shots and possession in the second half as Antonov delivers a good corner at last. Zhao heads it miles wide though. And now we've got a warning to close Benitez off for challenges. He's already on a yellow. Lambert's had a poor game at left back. And defensively we still look all over the place. Pedroso with a long kick for Chelsea. Flicked on but out for a Liverpool throw, and again why they felt the need to show us that, I really am not quite sure. 4 minutes of stoppage time awarded, and it's very unlikely we're going to get 2 goals now, especially as Chelsea are attacking coming into it, keeping possession fantastically, and they look a really good top side. It's Gedson in the middle of the centre circle. He finds Kempshall and now Magana. Gedson again up to the right winger. Good shot which is blocked and Morala clears, but Rosales heads it away. We're just playing long ball football now. I'm not quite sure what the need for it is. It hasn't really worked and we've still persisted with it, despite the tactics not telling them to do so. So maybe that's where the problem is. The players don't seem to respect us quite as much. At the last 3 clubs we've had plenty of respect, but here it's been a little bit more difficult. It's Alexander-Arnold to Zhao. He finds Benitez and now Morala. Down the right hand side, Brewster's in here. One in the middle for Jimenez. He's missed a sitter from 5 yards. Heads it wide under no pressure at all. And that was our last chance to get something from the game. And it's an absolutely shocking miss by the striker. Magana back in midfield for Chelsea as they've got it on the left wing again. Plenty of challenges from Benitez. Thought he was going to get booked for a moment, but he survives and is cleared by the keeper. Morala on the right hand side. Concedes possession yet again. Now Ibrahim gets it back to Alarcon. The substitute's making an impact for Chelsea and helping them keep possession. It's cleared for a throw on the right hand side, and we're still seeing this highlight, and I'm not quite sure why. Can anyone explain to me if you've seen anything like it? Because in the Torquay save I haven't noticed it. We've only got extended highlights on, but we're almost seeing it as if it was comprehensive. We've had 2.5 minutes of stoppage time shown, and we've not really seen any shots from it. Only that one headed wide by Benitez. Nothing else has really been noteworthy. It's a throw on the right for Chelsea. They're in no rush to take it, they're just time wasting. And fair play to them, they're going to get the win as Ben Harush clears it for a throw in. Just 15 seconds left and the ref should blow the whistle as the fans aren't seeing much of a spectacle here. DeMarco's going to throw it in, or eventually he might do. The final whistle goes, we lose 2-1. The final game of our career is a defeat and a pretty limp performance to go with it. We're going to tell the lads we were disappointed because it was a terrible performance on the last day. In defence we were at 6s and 7s and we completely deserved to lose it. We'll go and see what the media have said about the game. Chelsea deserved to win. We can't argue with that as Liverpool get a big payout, but a fair chunk of that goes to the players. So after seeing nearly half of that game for some reason, we will conclude this series in 7th place. A brilliant recovery from near the relegation zone, but so disappointing in the end as we trail to Everton who finish in 6th. I'm sure they'll be gloating about that one. Let's quickly finish with a review of the season. Obviously we were only here for half of it, but if we look at the selection info for all the lads, just to see who have been the standout performers. In terms of appearances, it's Brewster and Manolis at the top, both with 40 starts apiece. Brewster with a couple of appearances off the bench too, and plenty of goals and assists. We've got lots of players in the 30s and then pretty much a rotational side from there. We had quite a few January signings too, so a lot of them won't have played many games. In terms of goals, Brewster's well clear. Jimenez got 14 and Túnez 10, although he was out injured for some time. Vinicius Jr. with 10 from the left, and then his replacement Ben Harush with 8. Dave Connolly was good off the bench at times. He got 9 goals this season and was almost a hero in the FA Cup as we narrowly fell to Man City. Then assists is dominated by Brewster again. Antonov managed to get 9, most of them from free kicks where his delivery was great, a complete contrast to his corners. Then finally for average rating, Ben Harush is top of the pile, only from half a season though, with Brewster not far behind. Dave Connolly in third with his cameo knocks, and then Antonov in fourth placed on 7.2. Jimenez is level with him, as well as Zhao, one of the centre halves. But a decent season and we did our job well. Some thrilling cup ties and we got Liverpool back up the league, but it was really disappointing to miss out narrowly in the end with those 2 disappointing defeats to finish the series. So as I said before, it will be the last one from this series, although we will have a 10 years in the future episode that'll probably come out on Saturday this week, just because we'll need a bit of time to holiday and then look out for the star players at the moment. So for those of you that have followed this one, or the head coach series beforehand, we'll have a review 10 years later on, so we'll be back in 2042, and that episode will be this Saturday, as we look at all of the stars from this series, and the latter years of the head coach. So if there's anyone you want to see, let me know down in the comments, and we'll certainly show their attribute screen when we get to that 10-year episode. But if you did enjoy this episode, please do put a thumbs up on the video. A pretty good achievement to get into the top half and finish 7th and possibly in Europe yet, despite the fact we had disappointment in the end. But a really good season overall, and we continue to show what a good manager we were. As I said, there will of course be schedule changes on the channel, probably starting from next week, so check out our episodes of the Torquay series this week to find out exactly what will be changing. It'll just be more episodes of that series, as we try to give you plenty of good content over the next couple of months before FM20 is released. I also want to show you plenty of previews for that one. I've got loads of ideas and I know who I'm going to be managing, so I'll show you those over the next few weeks as well, as we'll hopefully get some news of announcements and be able to react to some of the changes in the game. But if you did enjoy that end to the season, even though it was a disappointment, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know who your favourite player was from this short series. Did anyone particularly stand out for you? Or did you just have a favourite because of their name? It doesn't have to be a good footballing reason. Subscribe to the channel for daily FM19 content, now mainly from our FM19 One Club story. That one's with Torquay United, as we try to take them to the top of English and European football. There's also 3 episodes a week from my Cricket 19 career, every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday at midday. A massive thank you to everyone that continues to support that one, as well as the Ashes Test playthrough we did beforehand. I really have appreciated the support with it, and can't thank you enough for giving it a try. Then finally there's weekly Snooker 19 content, that's every Friday at 4:30. But a massive thanks for watching this one, and I really hope you enjoyed the short-term challenge, and I hope to see you next time in our Torquay save, as we try to continue our progress with them.